Well, can you believe this? Look at this plane that is upside down. All 80 people on board that plane that flipped upside down at a Canada airport survived, but more than a dozen people were taken to nearby hospitals. That plane flipped as it was landing. That Delta flight was traveling from Minneapolis to Toronto, and tonight Jay Gray is taking a closer look at what happened on that runway.
The Delta regional jet out of Minneapolis apparently started to have problems during landing at Pearson International Airport in Toronto, skidding across the runway, then rolling over.
My friend rushed there first, and then he said the CRJ is crashed on the runway. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go check it out. And the next thing I saw is basically a plane, the CRJ plane that basically flipped on the runway.
76 passengers and 4 crew members all survived.
First and foremost, there was no loss of life. And this is in due part to our heroic and trained professionals, our first responders at the airport. 17 injured passengers were quickly taken to local area hospitals. At this time, we do not know of any of those passengers having critical injuries.
The right wing was ripped from the plane during the crash.
That's what they're going to look at to start with. Where is that wing and how did it leave the airplane?
Former pilot John Cox says wind gust at the time may have been a contributing factor.
With it being that gusty, I think it's possible the wing may have touched the runway due to a gust. And if that's the case, then the rest of this makes sense. But the recorders are going to show that.
Canadian aviation teams are the lead in an investigation that is just beginning. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Now, this is at least the 4th major aviation incident in North America in the past month. Our Logan Gay spent tonight asking questions of an aviation expert at Purdue. She joins us live in the newsroom. And Logan, what do they have to say about these incidents?
Well, Scott, crashes like this one we've seen can be a scary sight for some travelers. But Professor Ryan Rees from Purdue University believes technical advancements over the years have decreased runway incursions. He also agreed with the National Transportation Safety Board chairwoman when she stated you have a greater chance of getting hurt or killed while driving than flying on a plane. But I want to walk you through once again the timeline of the recent plane crashes. It started with a horrifying collision between an American Airlines jet and a military helicopter last month in D.C. 67 people died, and it was the first major fatal commercial plane crash in the U.S. since 2009. Days later, an air ambulance crashed near a mall in northeast Philadelphia, killing all 6 people and another person in a car. Then less than a week after that, a plane crash in Alaska. A regional flight crashed off the coast, killing 10 people. And just days ago, a 78-year-old pilot of a private plane died after crashing into another aircraft on a runway in Scottsdale, Arizona. The recent crash is shaking up passengers.
It is nerve-wracking. I'm going to be completely honest, it is nerve-wracking.
I really didn't feel safe at all today because there's so much stuff going on.
All of this happening at a time when air traffic control nationwide are strained for people and resources. And President Trump announcing plans to fire several hundred Federal Aviation Administration employees. The impacted workers include personnel hired for FAA radar landing and navigational aid maintenance.